So here we have this VEVOR vacuum chamber seal. Now, full disclosure, this is a paid review, but the opinions in this video are my own. It came packaged pretty well, and looks like all of the parts are on the inside here. It looks like it comes with about 50 of these 10 by 12 vacuum seal plastic bags. It also comes with this 5-foot power cord, an extra seal for the lid, a replacement fuse, a user manual, and then it comes with this flexible tube thing here that you can plug into the machine, and then use this end here to vacuum seal special container. It also comes with this small metal roll of banding, and I'm not quite sure what this is for. Anyway, taking a closer look at the machine, both sides are made of metal, they have vents on them, and then on the back here there's a fan, an on-off switch, and then a port to plug it in. The top is made of a thick piece of glass, it has an aluminum hinge. There's this strip right here, which is what's going to melt and seal up your bags, and it's just kind of set on here. If you pull it off, there's this plastic nozzle, and this is where the air is going to be sucked out of to create the vacuum. And there's also this stainless steel riser tray you can set in here if you're using smaller bags or your big ones just aren't full. There's also this piece here, which is kind of supposed to help keep your bag in place so it doesn't move around. And then there's also this silicone seal around the outside to seal the lid shut. And then on the front here is all the controls, and this thing is super simple to use. This gauge here is the vacuum meter, and it'll show you how close to a perfect vacuum you get. Next is the vacuum time and then sealing time, and both of these are adjustable with the plus and minus arrows. Then all the way on the right, there's the icon that says seal, then right below it says marinate, and right below that it's the start and stop button. And basically what these two buttons are for is you can press one of them to just do that feature. So if you press the seal button, it'll just seal the bag, or if you press the marinate button, it'll just do the vacuum. Anyway, once you turn it on, you can see the vacuum time and sealing time light up. If we go ahead and press the seal button here, you can see there's no vacuum time, so it's not going to do the vacuuming. And same thing if we press the marinate button. And to change these, you just press the button and change them using the plus and minus arrows. Anyway though, we're just going to go with the default settings. I got this bag of peanuts here, and I'm just going to set it in the machine like this, and then put the edge of the bag on the heating strip. I made sure it was nice and flat so it'd get a good seal. Then I put the guide bar down, closed the lid, and turned it on. And it's actually pretty quiet. It has a low buzzing sound. Anyway, the vacuum sealing process is super simple. Basically, it sucks all of the air out of the chamber, which includes the bag, and it isn't actually able to remove all of the air, but if you have the timer set for a long enough time, like 45 seconds, then it'll remove about 95% of it. And once the timer's up and it creates that vacuum, the sealing strip will clamp down on the bag, and then it'll heat up really quickly to melt it shut. And once the bag is fully sealed shut, it'll reintroduce the air into the chamber, and then since the bag has no air in it, the atmospheric pressure will compress. And then finally, once all that happens, it'll make a click noise and the light will turn off. And then you can open it up and pull out your vacuum sealed bag. This is only my first attempt using it, but you can see it worked really well. The bag is nice and compressed, and the peanuts are all really tightly packed together, and it also made a really good seal on. And it is a little bit difficult to tell because of the angle I have the camera, but the gauge did drop all the way down to what it says is a full vacuum in that 45 seconds. Also, I like that the bags these came with have these little spots in the corner that you can rip to open them up. Anyway, this vacuum sealer is also supposed to be able to vacuum seal more liquidy substances, so I tried it out on this bag of water, and of course it worked just fine, but I couldn't exactly fill the bag full. I could only fill it about halfway because of how shallow the vacuum sealed chamber is, and if I were to fill it up anymore, it would spill though, with the amount of water I did put in here, it worked pretty well and sealed shut just fine. And as you can see here, there is just a little bit of an air bubble, so it's not perfect. And also, setting the vacuum time for a bit longer will help reduce that. Anyway though, I also tested out the little accessory hose, and this thing worked a lot better than I thought it would. It just plugs right into here, and then I stuck it into the Ziploc bag filled with peanuts. I zipped it shut as much as I could, and then turned on the machine on just the vacuum mode. I let it suck out as much air as I thought it could, and then I very carefully pulled it out while zipping it shut to keep as much vacuum as I could. And as you can see here, it did a pretty good job at sucking all the air out. It definitely doesn't work quite as well as just sticking it in the vacuum chamber, but as a sort of external vacuum sealer, I'd say it works great. So yeah, the machine actually works really well. I also really like how simple and easy it is to use, and the adjustment settings on it are great as well. This extra hose you can use to seal things outside of the vacuum chamber is super helpful as well. The only thing that I think could have been improved is maybe to make this vacuum chamber just a little bit deeper. It works just fine as it is, but for more liquidy materials like water, you really can't fill the bags as full as I'd like without them spilling out. And if it was a bit deeper, that would allow you to stand these bags upright so the liquid doesn't spill out as easily. Anyway though, I also really like how it comes with a bunch of these vacuum seal bags, and overall I'd say it's a pretty good vacuum sealer.